Mommy, நீங்க introduction start பண்ணிரீங்களா?
अस्मद् गुरुभ्यो नमः, अस्मद् परम गुरुभ्यो नमः, अस्मद् सर्व गुरुभ्यो नमः. नारायण परम ब्रह्म गीता शास्त्रे समीरितः, says Swami Alavandar in Gītārtha Sangraha. Bhagavad Gita reveals the one ultimate goal, Srimad Narayana, and gets one to follow dharma and practice bhakti to attain Paramatma. With Acharya's grace and Divya Dampati's grace, SCAC is presenting this online workshop on Bhagavad Gita. Under the title, Is Bhagavad Gita Relevant Today? The acronym SCAC stands for Srivari Creative Arts Committee, belonging to NJ Andavanashramam, Srivari Balaji Temple. Dr. Prema Sundararajan is an expert in Bhagavad Gita. She has won the Best Teacher Award from the President of India. She is an adjunct faculty in Miami-Dade College, University of Miami. On behalf of SCAC, Adian would like to hand over the podium to Dr. Prema Sundararajan to initiate today's session. Welcome, Dr. Prema, and thanks to everyone who has joined today. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Srimate Mahadeshikaya Namaha. I'm very thankful for those who have joined here. It used to be like, I have been a psychologist and a counselor and a professional counselor, writer for World Health Organization or UN organizations. But then I always had a feeling that, isn't it Krishna who is the psychiatrist? How are we getting trained by a lot of Western philosophers and writers? Why didn't we read and study and what Krishna has been doing? So that was always an interest for me, and that made me to this, coming to this podium. And I'm fortunate I've been getting this opportunity from ISKCON and other temples here, where we can connect that what is being given in Bhagavad Gita, is it relevant today for the youth as well as the parents? And that is how I'm here. I'm a professional psychologist, but best is like, I began as a primary teacher. So you understand, so the way the youth is like, growing up and the way they have come up, do they really require chemistry, physics, or do they require something beyond that? That's the interesting part that made me to bring in, Bhagavad Gita into this podium. And I'm fortunate that, Srivari, this cultural committee has taken this initiative, and I know this travel will be a wonderful interactive session. I'm not going to speak. You are going to speak. I really wish that, you switch on your camera, and I always ask my students to do that, so that we know the facial expression, what Arjuna went through and what we go through. So we need to know also the age group. So the age group will be really fine if I know, who is wanting to who. Do I make my son and the daughter to be, what Krishna says, or does he really has some other venture to be? So thank you so much. I know I'm seeing all, yes, welcome. Okay, so I'm going to just quickly share few of the PowerPoints, but basically it's connection with the Bhagavad Gita and what you all go through, or we all go through. Then we will have a interactive session where you can ask me questions. So that will be the structure of this particular workshop, but it's like just a beginning. Okay, so does it really make any sense? Do I really need Bhagavad Gita? Do I have any guidance in that, or it's just it's a spiritual book? So that's what we are going to look into it. And am I going to be benefited? That is also one of the things. So let's quickly look into what is it. Let me share the screen now. Okay. Can you all see? So can you all see? One of you unmute and you can speak.
No, not yet.
Not it? Okay. Let me. No?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, all my obeisance to Krishna, Radha Krishna, and our temple, Srivari Balaji temple, and to the Srivari Creative Arts Committee. So this is a journey, okay? It's just the beginning. So we will do counseling, but all through Krishna. We will have interactive session, but all through Krishna. It's he who is going to guide us. So all my prayers to Radha Krishna, Govinda. So Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So that's how, and imagine the battlefield, and that's the battlefield where we are now, this samsaram. I don't know how many of you, if I speak in Tamil or English or Hindi, I'm okay with it. So in case you require me to switch on to something, you're most welcome. Unmute and speak also. It's an interactive session. All right. Okay, so those who are here, the youth, because it's the addressing the youth as well as the elders, the parents. So there is something called circle of concern. What is a circle of concern? That's what exam result, do people love me, or it's a teen and adolescents, So I'm ugly looking. No. My image outside is very good. I'm very smart. So I've been teased. But circle of influence, there is insight, something in the internal, it's punctuality, sincerity, self-discipline, and the exam study. And there is an outside force, like which says, come on, now, physical activity, healthy diet, environment. So many of them, so many of those thoughts is like coming to your minds, and people are influencing, and there is a concern within you. So environment pollution, protection, mental well-being, suicide prevention, substance use, tobacco and alcohol, internet addiction and bullying is the latest one which has been added. This is always on rise. You may think like, why begin with the negative? But that's what is the reality. This is Kali Yuga. Murder, violence, suicide, drug addiction, corruption, mental stress, divorce is always on rise. Especially when you see in US, the attempting suicide, even in India, like all having intelligent quotient so high, the suicide rate is so high. Then uncontrolled mind, which has got the lack of confidence, lack of trust, madness, damage to oneself. All these things you read in the net, you read in the newspaper. I had to just put it through so that, we combine it, we know what is happening. So there's a lot of depression, stress, hypertension, dangerous diseases. And then that makes your determination is weakened. Then what can it do to you? All these are happening. So that is how we become, it's an uncontrolled mind. Now the beginning of the comparison. What did Krishna say? Those who know Bhagavad Gita, I'm sure many of you know, many of you are aware of it. So he is asking Arjuna, now come on, concentrate on your goal, do your work, and focus not on the result. This is the biggest question mark that's to be underlined. Focus not on the result. How is it that possible for the youth? You may be thinking, no, I need to get A grade. How is it possible? Krishna is telling Arjuna, no. Please don't focus on the result. Let's come back. When we have an interaction, we'll come back. Why is he saying that? You just focus on your work. Okay. Now, this thousands of thoughts breeze through our minds every day. You may be knowing, like now 9,000 kilometers within a fraction of a second. Now here, I would ask you, there is okay, you can write, or you can put it in the chat box. You can raise your hand. I'm just giving you few of the statements, and you have to just tell me whether it is sometimes or always or never. It is dire necessity for an adult. Anyone can read? Can anybody read? Are you able to see? Is it clear? Maybe like my font size should have been a little bigger. Who's going to read it? Wait, Anuja or anyone? Can you please unmute and read?
Dr. Prema, the font romba sinnada irukku, ma.
Oh, okay. So now I'll read it myself. No, I can make it bigger from my screen. Is this okay?
Read it, Mummy.
Please.
The idea that it is a dire necessity for adults to be loved by significant others for almost everything they do.
Okay. Which one are you reading?
First one, Mummy.
Okay, first one. Who is this? Let me see. Okay. So what do you think? Is it sometimes or always? Or so just, keep it in the parking lot. I don't want you to be answering here, but you can keep it in your parking lot. Then the second one. Are you able to see it? Yeah.
Certain acts are awful or wicked, and that people who perform such acts should be severely damned.
Okay. Yes. Third one.
It is horrible when things are not the way we like them to be.
Oh, you're okay. Understood. Okay, you're reading it from the PowerPoint slide. Fine. Yes. You know what I did? I should stop this sharing this screen, and let me share it from here. Okay. So this has got little font bigger, then it's easier for you to be doing it. 1 second. Yeah. Now, are you able to see? It's dire necessity for an adult human being. Little bigger, I made it. Are you able to see now, all of you?
No, it's your folders.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Then I let me get back to my PowerPoint only. Okay. So, right. Yeah, go ahead now. You are not able to see the screen again. It goes back and forth, I think. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ma. Can you see now?
Yeah,
Yeah, please. Yeah. Fourth one.
Human misery is invariably externally caused and is forced on us by outside people and events. If something is or may be dangerous or fearsome, we should be terribly upset and endlessly obsessed about it.
Okay. Now, can you just tell me then and there that, how many of you say that all these statements till now, these are all some beliefs, we all have, like if something or maybe dangerous or fearsome, we should be terribly upset and endlessly obsessed about it. How many of you say it is sometimes or never? How many of you just raise your hand in the chat box? Can you raise your hand? I can count the numbers because it should be the poll. Yes, Priya has raised. Now please keep raising. 2, 3, 7. Okay, got it. So you feel it is fine. I'm noting it down. That's good. Wonderful. Then it's easier to avoid. Yes, please read.
It is easier to avoid than to face life difficulties and self-responsibilities.
Okay. How many of you say sometimes or never? Yes or no? Do I take 5 participants is raising the hand? All right. So we cannot avoid. Okay. The next one, 3 of them. 3. Okay. 3. Next.
We absolutely need something other or stronger or greater than
ourself.
On which to rely.
Okay. How many of you raise a hand? Okay. It will just take 5 minutes. Okay. 5. All right. Next. The next statement.
We absolutely need something other or stronger or greater. Sorry.
No, that's done.
We should be thoroughly competent, intelligent, and achieving in all possible respects.
Yeah, we should be thoroughly competent, intelligent, and achieving in all respects. How many of you say sometimes or never? Okay, nobody. That's fine. So we need not be competent, to be achieving on all respects. That's good. The idea that because something, yes, go ahead, please.
The idea that because something unstrongly affected our lives It should be indefinitely affected.
Yes, it should be indefinitely affected. Like, we keep thinking that whatever is affected will again affect, or it is like, it will come back again. How many of you say yes? 3, yes, 3. Anyone? 5, okay. All right, yes. Next.
The idea that we must have certain and perfect control over things.
We have, like, the idea that is perfect control over things. We should have perfect control over things. How many of you? 4. Those who raise their hand, please put it down also for the next statement. Yes. Okay. Next.
Human achieved by inertia and inaction.
Human happiness, okay, can be achieved by inertia and inaction. That is without doing any action. Yeah, all right. There's only one. Next. Last one.
Virtually no control over our emotions, and that we cannot help feeling disturbed about things.
Yes, we have virtually no control over our emotions, and that we cannot help feeling disturbed about things. Do we disturb? Do we get disturbed? Or with all those emotions, whatever is happening, or we have all control over it? So raise a hand, yes or no. For no, you're writing for no or for your yes? Okay. All right. So, all right, I'll quickly respond to this. I've noted down the numbers. It's coming to 3. Okay. 3 is no or yes? No. Okay. So what is it and why are we talking about these thoughts? The thoughts, actions, and feelings. How is it like, congruent? How does it help? And how Bhagavad Gita comes into playing a role. So let's move on. Okay, one of you read, please. Any one of you, you can unmute and read.
Again, let me read. Human life is full of battles. Never shirk in fear. Fight to the last. Stand your ground. The supreme power has created an even human being in a separate way, or will we say, everyone is a masterpiece. When every action you do turns negative against your goal, do not shirk in fear. Do not expect results. Always understand it is fears and expectations that cause restrictions and limitations. A valuable lesson from Bhagavad Gita that can shape your future. Bhagavad Gita.
This is in the second chapter, 38th shloka. We have very short time. That's why I'm not reading the shloka. But when you think of it, what does it say? What was the previous irrational beliefs? They were all irrational beliefs. And though everything has to be in the negative, that is, I need not be competent enough. I need not have, the whole environment cannot control us, and we have control over the emotions. We cannot be perfect. So I need to dispute all those irrational beliefs. Does it have any relevance in the second chapter? Yes. Life is full of battles, but you cannot shirk in fear. You cannot shirk in fear. That's what Krishna tells Arjuna. So he says, no, stand on your ground. You need to face the challenges. So how does it matter? So those, what you saw were all our feelings and thoughts, which keeps on going, which keeps disturbing our emotions, and which makes us feel, no, let me just get back. But if I have to face the challenges, that's what Krishna says. Now get up. It is in the war battlefield, Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra, where he's asking him to stand up, because it's all, the life is all for, like, you need to fight, and it is all with fear. It's all with emotions. You cannot have all those. But then when we move on, we will understand the previous one was a psychiatrist, Albert Einstein's total irrational beliefs. We were trying to dispute the irrational beliefs, that those beliefs are all there in our mind, already set in. Somebody I need, somebody, a significant other, I need to get admired by everybody. Everyone has to approve me, and I don't have any control on the environment. I don't have. So I have all those beliefs piled up like anything, whether it is adult or youth, which makes us feel miserable, which makes our self-confidence level come down. So now Krishna has the answer for it. Come on, you get up. No need for all this fear. You have to fight it out. Let's see what is he saying. I don't know how many of the youth do go through, and this is what Arjuna was going through. What was it? What was he going through? Any one of you? Unmute and please read. Anyone? Yeah.
Yeah. Symptoms, Arjuna, symptoms of compassion. Parts of the body and the symptoms. Limbs quivering, mouth drying up, whole body trembling, hair of the body standing on the end, hands gandiva bow slipping, skin burning, legs unable to stand any longer due to impatience, forgetting myself and mind reeling due to weakness of the heart. These only causes of misfortune.
Thank you, Kausalyam. This is totally, many of us do have this anxiety. I don't know how many of you have. I do get, if it is an exam, if it is something like, right now I'm a mental health professional, that's a different, over a period of time. But many of the youth, many of the adults do face this, and this is what Arjuna was feeling. Anybody know why does he have this? Because he's full of compassion, is full of kindness, is like, he's totally a person who can empathize, who can understand, who had all those good virtues with him, all those powers with him. So then we need some skills. What are those skills? Now, this particular image is all from all the chapters, most of the chapters. Okay, this is from, you're seeing like Krishna is giving an example, and he's living, all entities have got the same Atma, Parikshit Maharaja here. And here now all of them, gopis, all of them enjoying. But what skills do they have? This is totally on psychology? No, it's totally on Bhagavad Gita, but this is what is relevant to us. Yes, one of you please read.
I'll read.
Yes, please.
There are two kinds of skills. Those related to thinking, called thinking skills, which relate to reflection at a personal level, and those related to dealing with others, called social skills, which are interpersonal. The 10 core generic life skills, as listed by WHO, are self-awareness, empathy, critical thinking, creative thinking, decision-making, problem-solving, effective communication, interpersonal relationships, coping with stress, and managing emotions.
Yes. So when you see self-awareness and empathy, did Arjuna have? Yes, he had. Did he have critical thinking, creative thinking? No, he was empowered by Krishna to think, to creative thinking and critical thinking, that now listen, you are not this body, but you are Atma. Decision in making and problem solving also, Krishna enabled Arjuna. Everything is in between them only. The conversation is so much, 700 shlokas is making him to empower. How does he get empowered? For decision making, from problem solving, for effective communication. What is interpersonal relationship? That is what has made him to so much of compassion. The interpersonal relations. How can I kill my guru? How can I kill my pitamaha, prapitamaha, all my cousins, all my sambandhis, everybody? So he is made to stand in front of them. When Arjuna is asking, please take my chariot and make it, let me see who are all there. That was the glimpse. Now, when he saw, now Krishna is in the second chapter itself, he is making all these life skills to, for him to get enabled. This is what we require today. We require self-awareness. We require to empathize with people around. We need to start thinking. Those are all thinking skills. Critical thinking, creative thinking. I need to decide. I need to solve the problems. How do I do that? By effectively communicating. Who is communicating here? Now, Krishna is making Arjuna to communicate. Krishna is making Arjuna to ask questions. Krishna is enabling. He is a good listener. He is a best guru, because the teacher has to be, or the parents here, as the parents and the youth are there, we have to be a good listener. What does he want? So that, the decision making and problem solving. The last thing is, which is in Kali Yuga, everyone faces, is stress. Oh, I'm stressed. Nobody will say I'm unhappy. Nobody will say I'm sad. No, straight away to stress. That seriousness. I am stressed. I need to deal with my emotions. I can have emotions, but dealing with emotions. So why am I saying that? It is the WHO document. It is those skills which was practiced, which was empowered by Krishna for Arjuna to speak, Arjuna to critically think, Arjuna to decide on certain things. He has to decide. Okay. Thank you. Next one. Who is going to read? You unmute and read, please. Subhashini. I saw Subhashini. Can you read?
One of the best lessons from Bhagavad Gita: identity, recognize and accept equality in life. Now, this quote is difficult one to follow, but definitely life will guide any person towards achieving the knowledge. After facing many challenges in life, you tend to see all living and non-living things as equal. Let it be any circumstance, the feeling of suffering and joy will mean the same. You realize the bodies are different, but the soul is one, and that is the ultimate truth.
So all 84 lakh species are all, have the same Atma. There is one Atma in every living entity, and we start feeling that they're all equal. Everyone is equal. Every human being is equal. But, we have Vedas and Shastras to particularly follow a particular way of living so that we do our duty to make sure that we appreciate and admire all the living entities. We don't hurt or harm any living entities. So how does it happen? When we realize that all the living entities have got some Antaryami who is Bhagavan. Now that Antaryami is sitting in all living entities, and he is there within me also. So when I look at a person, even if it may be an enemy, but I see the Atma inside him, which has got, again, Bhagavan as a Sukshma Atma. So this is what Bhagavad Gita tells you, that's an identity which has got, you need to recognize and accept. Recognize that and accept. You don't have to go and mingle and get, all those things which is not required, because that is Varna Sangra. Varna Sangra is like, today they will justify, every human being has got Atma. So what if I go and do this? No. That Veda Manchasana, Krishna says, no, you follow all those what is given in the Vedic, because it is through your, you have listened to that, and that is Manana Manchintanam. So you keep memorizing, you keep remembering all those scriptures. Accordingly, you follow that disciplinic rules. That is what your guru have said, what your acharya have spoken, what your scriptures talk about it. But ultimately, the ultimate truth is that every living entity has got the Atma and the body. Okay, next. Desires will come. Any one of you unmute and just keep going.
Desires will come to your mind and go.
Sorry.
As a human being, you are prone to getting desires. Yet, you should neither suppress a desire nor allow it to take control of your life and mind. The lessons in Bhagavad Gita advises you to watch and enjoy the show. Remember, but doing evil actions just for the sake of fulfilling desires is harmful. Getting caught in the chains of desire will always end in harm, stress, and the result rebirth.
Okay, so right now, maybe those who are here as youth, I'm not going to get into that, don't get into entanglement. Don't get into the desires. The desires will come and your mind will ask for those desires to get fulfilled. Now, if you see this picture, it's really good. You see this, that is Karmendriyam, Jnanendriyam. That's what is being told in Bhagavad Gita. Eyes, nose, ears, your hands, your tongue, things are all fully. Now, these are all desires. These strings. Now, who is this? Intelligence and mind. In the next slide, you will see. So it is like you are prone to getting desires. Oh, I need to see a very good TV program. I need to see this movie. I have to see. Now, if I want to see that, if I'm going to detour, if I'm going to divert that my mind, because the soul is only a spectator. The soul is only watching like they are not in action. They're always active. Soul is always active, but we go in detail in Bhagavad Gita. That time we will say this body has been given as an instrument for all your, mundane work that is like getting entangled with all those three gunas. We will talk about it later. But here, right now in this picture, all those desires, the eyes will say, oh, let me go for this. The ears will say, let me hear this music. tongue will say, oh, let me go for, whatever interesting shop that you go and get those fast food, whatever you want. Now, what is it? Your intelligence and your mind will say, no, I don't think that this is right for me. So the desires will come to your mind and go, but it depends on your intelligence and your mind. This is the one. Okay, so your mind will have to make a decision. Your intelligence has to make a decision. There were a lot of surgeons, a lot of conferences going on, and people were asking, where is your chit? Where is your consciousness? Where is your mind? Can anybody say? People can do a lot of work on the research on the brain, the research on all your nervous system. But where is the mind? You only know where the mind is, because it's a storehouse of thoughts. There are unfulfilled desires and all those previous experiences. Whatever we are doing, it's all 90% is like inside our subconscious and unconscious level. But what we see outside is just 10%. That is what we have been working on. But we work on all those things which are stored in the mind. Okay, so this is what it is. Now, we are all intelligent. All of us have got that intelligence. In fact, the highest rate in US and India, those who don't have the emotional quotient, or those who have less emotional quotient or spiritual quotient, the later on it is spiritual quotient, which has been now accepted that is really required. With the IQ, you may get into a job, but where are you in the interaction? Where are you in the self-expression? Where are you in your thought process, in your decision-making or problem solving? You need an EQ. Now for that EQ, what is it required? You need SQ. SQ is nothing but spiritual quotient. If you have a link, above, then you will have those emotions controlled, those mind in your control. And that will make your intelligence to come up and shine, whatever may be. You may be successful, but what is your success? What is your mission in life? Is it success like, okay, I study well, I eat well, I get like good food, good car, and I'm very successful, I do everything. Is that what you came for? Is that what the God created us? Think about it. So next, who's going to read? Human, yeah, please.
Go ahead.
Desikan Swamin.
Somebody else was about to start. I don't want to interrupt, please.
No, please, you start, you read.
Human intellect is developed for advancement of learning in art, science, philosophy, physics, chemistry, psychology, economics, politics, etc. By culture of such knowledge, the human society can attain perfection of life.
This is in Bhagavatam, the first canto. So all these it's fine. But what is there inside? Thank you, Prabhu. Self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, social skills, capacity, all those are like, we have heard in our scriptures, prarabdha karma, sanchita karma, that they don't talk here, but then, we know it. Oh, it is there in the astrology in Navamsam. Maybe like, oh, he came, oh, he's such an intelligent boy. He's playing violin so well. He's playing, veena so well. He's singing so well. He's a progeny. How? Because those desires, those things in the previous birth, it is whatever right now I have the SQ or EQ. If I have a rebirth, then that will remain. That is remaining in that. You're seeing this iceberg, right? So based on that only, I will be having all my karmas, all my actions. But if I have some divine link, if I am doing some devotional service, if I am able to link with him today itself, and if I keep remembering him and diverting all my attentions towards him, then what is going to happen? Something else is my mission. Something else is my success. My success story at every level as a youth, I need to do all my duties. I keep doing it, but with my SQ and EQ combined. Otherwise, I cannot be successful. That EQ and SQ, we will have it in detail. That emotional quotient and spiritual quotient is what will make your intelligent quotient to come up and raise, and your success is depending on that. Today, if I'm going to get all that anxiety, why it is not happening as per my desire, why this is so, there I shout, I scream, and I yell at everybody. And that anger is going to harm me, not anyone else. Okay, we'll see that. SQ allows, yes, please. We take a few minutes just to start. Okay.
SQ allows humans to be creative, to seek answers to fundamental questions, and play an infinite game. A mind full of thoughts about money cannot concentrate nor meditate. You can find mentions of meditation in various parts of Bhagavad Gita. Meditation is the best form of non-physical activity to achieve inner peace and sadhana. The quote says that a human mind hell-bent on only attaining money cannot focus on meditation nor indulge in the inner self. So the concerned person's mind will always be unstable and meditation is out of reach.
Thank you, Ma. So what is happening? Sadhana Bhakti, like 6th chapter talks about, where one attains samadhi with all that yogic practices. But can we do that? It's very difficult. Now, meditation. Now you pay a lot of like $1,000 just to learn meditation. Meditation, what is it? Now you sit, we have Archa Vigraham. We have Bhagavad Gita says, okay, you concentrate and focus on me, leave everything on me. You try to do beautiful alangaram, archana. Then you start making something that you keep there and say that this is prasadam. Palam toyam. You may like whatever with your interest you give, he is ready to accept. It's like this, the father gets a lot of chocolates and gives it to 4 children. The youngest one or the older one, somebody, he gets 1 chocolate and gives back to the father. How much happiness that the father gets. It is he who brought those chocolates. But when he gets back that one, that is the memory, that is the remembering the father. Father right now is Krishna for us. Now he is a Purushottama, he is the Adi. So when he is going to get that, there is some SQ, that spiritual quotient in us is instilled from the childhood. If it is instilled, automatically, so what? It's okay if somebody speaks like that, it's all right. That EQ will come up. Now, when that emotional quotient comes up, then whatever you study, whatever you learn, whatever, so that intelligent quotient will shine, and it helps you in this life as well as the life which is going to be beyond this. So our goal is to, I have to attain only Vaikuntha. I have to just get out of this entanglement, that samsara dukkha. But I have to be successful here also. I need to earn. But 50% I keep it for myself, 30% I give it in charity, and 20% I make sure that my family is well off. So what do? I need to earn. When I need to earn, I need to be successful. I have to fulfill all my desires. What is the desire? To connect it with Krishna. How do I connect? Sadhu Sangal. So you listen, chant, then you listen to all those Upanyasams, use Sankirtana. We have all those bhajans here. There are 9 vidhi, 9 process of bhakti. Why are we talking about bhakti? That is going to help you for SQ and EQ. Without EQ and SQ, you will see those miseries, like a lot of drug addictions, intoxication, thinking that, oh, if I have a peg, that is the thing which is going to be. So when your peer, when your school and college, your peer group is going to say that's the happiness, you will be able to mingle with them as well as put across your expression of thoughts. Your thoughts and feelings will have that connection with the Bhagavad Gita, with Krishna. So that will increase your spiritual quotient. Okay. Yes. Next. Start. From the bodily platform, it goes to sensual platform, and our thought process, you see those emojis, you will understand that mental platform. Start thinking. It leads to this intellectual platform and also to the spiritual platform. So one of you please read here.
Whatever has happened is only for the good future. The activities that are happening at present are also for a good cause. The happenings in the future, they are also for a good future. Hope you understand the above sentences. It emphasizes on the continuance of doing your duty, no matter the result, victory or failure. So there is no need to sulk. The worst you can do is to put the blame on others for a failure or seek revenge. Please note, every activity in this world happens for a reason. To make you understand the importance of human life, to make you understand the importance of human life. Remember, there are also many other living beings such as plants and animals, but none can change their fate but you as a human. So feel proud to be one and stop dancing to the tunes of small failures.
This is totally, thank you, Ma. Thank you. It is totally connecting with, all those living entities around us know about what they were before, it seems. But we as human beings, thank goodness, like we don't remember what were we in the previous birth. So we have an opportunity to really attain to that spiritual platform with our intellect, with our mental ability. But whatever was happening, if I start keep blaming the others, and then I will that self-confidence level will come down. But if I take up that responsibility and challenge and face whatever is there, it is my own karma. Whatever we do, if I throw a white ball, only the white ball will come back. The black ball will not come back. So what we sow, we are going to reap. All those quotes we have heard, but that's what is Arjuna is saying. Oh my God, if I'm going to kill all of them, then what is going to happen? I'm not going to enjoy that. That Rajyam or that kingdom where I am going to kill all my relatives, and with that blood stains up. So now Krishna says, no, if you don't do it, what will happen? Only adharmis will be ruling. So if you do it, if you are killed in the battlefield, then also you will attain, because you are a Kshatriya, you have done your duty. If you are not killed, if you are going to win the battle, then also you are going to rule the kingdom. What is by ruling means? We have taken up the responsibility that has been assigned to us. We cannot we cannot go back. So you just see, from the bodily platform, if I think, oh my God, how can I kill Bhishma? How can I kill Drona? But then that senses that made him to so much of compassion, that made him to shiver and tremble. But mentally, when Krishna went on making him understand that, look, the body is different, the Atma is different, the Atma is internal, and that remains, that is Anadi, and that has got all those activities, it will be still doing, and it will take as if it's a new cloth that you're wearing. So they will all come back. Why? Because they are there only. They are not, already it's been decided by him. You are only an instrument. So that's the intellectual platform which has been strengthened by Krishna to get that spiritual platform to link with him. Then we will not sulk. We will not sulk we will not expect what I am doing. I'm going to get this. I'm going to achieve this. I'm going to get the president's award. That's why I'm doing. No, I have to do my work. I have to help all the people around me. Then whatever is given is by him. And whatever is given, I have to go equipoised. I cannot jump around because I got, or I cannot sulk and become very sad or unhappy because I did not get. So that balancing is also being taught in EQ and SQ. Okay, that's our mission. So, yes. I'm not able to see who is raising the hand, but one of you can read, please.
Yeah, I can go.
Yeah.
Change is permanent. This is universal law. You can either become a billionaire or pauper in a second. Difficult to believe this lesson from the Bhagavad Gita. Clarification via an explanation. Just imagine, a billionaire has more than his worth of money in the share market. Suppose the stock market went for a nosedive. What will be his fate? A pauper? Let us say a poor man won a lottery worth millions of dollars. Okay, here is the real one. A student who is poor by using knowledge wins a prize worth $1 million in a quiz competition.
So change is the law of nature. One cannot say what is going to happen next minute, next moment. So if you are thinking, yes, you go ahead, read this also.
Fear factor is a disability. The achievement will be nil if you have the fear factor in the mind. Fear, in other words, means doubts in your ability. It will not only make you forget the goal out of fear, but will make you worthless. But in case of fearless souls, the sky is the limit. Fear of the future and self-respect are the two obstacles to reach your goal.
Can you see what is the image? What is the picture on your screen? Can anybody explain? Clue? You want a clue?
It appears that the individuals that are the performing artists have some physical disabilities.
Thank you, Soman. Yes, all of them have got physical disability. So, that fear factor is the disability. But they are performing. Excellent performers. They have won so many awards, and all of them in different cultural. That's why I was trying to pick up an image which is so relevant, because it's the cultural activity they are into. They have an excellent performance skills. Where did they get it from? They got it from their emotional quotient. And where did they get all this music? Is all beautifully sung, and these are all in praise of the Lord, which means there is some divinity. So that divinity has helped them, but they don't have that fear. That fear is a factor. So Krishna has been explaining Arjuna from second chapter itself. It should have got over. Okay, 72, 78 shlokas, it should have got over. But the queries and the questions were so much, it made Krishna, and those questions are all on behalf of us. We are so fortunate. Arjuna is asking those questions because we need that clarification. He is showing that Virata Rupam. It's because tomorrow everybody cannot, be explaining in whether it is the other religious textbooks they write. Oh, he is God. So and so is God. He is the only person who is God. The others are all God sent angels only. So in the Virat Swarupam also, no one else. Okay, somebody is proclaiming, I am the God. Okay, show me the Virat Rupam. It's only Krishna who can show, who showed. And only 3 people could see with the divine eyes. It is Sanjaya and Vyasa's. Vyasa's eyes naturally given was to Sanjay. And everybody was longing. And that column stopped. What does it show? We have to have, and in the second chapter itself, Krishna has made sure that Arjuna has not surrendered. Arjuna has accepted Krishna as his master, as his guru. Krishna, whatever you say, because this way or that way or here or there, I am not certain. I am not sure. Karpanya dosha bahada svabhava. I am really, really mad. I really don't understand. I have a lot of weaknesses. So you guide me. So he has taken him as a guide, as a guru, as a master, to show him the path. So Krishna is also a very good teacher, because a psychiatrist who makes Arjuna to get enabled, and he says, finally, okay, it is your choice. You choose. What is it? Decision-making process and problem-solving process. We don't decide for them. We do not do the problem-solving as parents, but they themselves are enabled and empowered. That is what Krishna did for Arjuna, to decide for himself. Now do whatever you want. I have given you all the logics. You ask these questions. It is all clear now. Yes. This is another one which is like, it can go in detail for so long, but to quickly to say, this lust, anger, as well as greed. They are the self-destruction. They are the hell. They are, so the same lust here you are seeing Arjuna, Hanumanji, he is so angry, but then angry is like, to burn Lanka. It was not told, but then he diverted his anger there. Now here you see all these pictures. That is like in Kali Yuga, you're all seeing this, like how much greed, how much that anger is like, you are going to dominate. The anger will dominate you. You will be, the mind is pulled with all these 3 things: lust, anger, greed. And they are for self-destruction. We don't have to read, because we are seeing all around us these things. Okay. This is the best thing. What I found was there are a lot of researches which is going on. Now they say there is a God particle. The Nobel laureate also, he says, no, there is some combination of chemical components and all that, but there is some God particle which makes us to change. So science still has unanswered questions. If you say, oh, is it scientific? Because spirituality and science and spirituality is what we were doing in SCAC. It is totally on mind control. So there are a lot of questions which are unanswered, but Bhagavad Gita has got all the answers. So if we start digging into Bhagavad Gita, is spoken by Krishna, and Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna lives in that. So if both of them combined, each and every shloka, it will take, I don't know how many janmas, 18,000 shlokas in Bhagavatam and 700 shlokas. Where will we go? Each one, if you start detailed study, Sri Bhashyam, or Bhashyam to Bhashyam also, so many acharyas have written. if we start reading, we will understand. We have all the answers for all these questions, but how many of us know? It's hardly. We don't have so much of time. We don't have so much of knowledge. We don't have so much of the acharyas to tell us. But we are fortunate now because of this COVID and other things. We are at least learning something online, and there we find that what our scriptures say, nothing, no one else is able to express. So can anybody read, please?
I'll read.
Yeah, please.
A man makes his life based on his beliefs. Your thoughts define your life. If you think to be happy even in times of failure, you will be happy. If you let revenge take over the mind even in times of success, you harbor negative impressions. These are but two examples. Revenge, anger, insults are some negative impressions. They prevent us from becoming a human being. The Bhagavad Gita is a vast book, but it is vital to learn it under the guidance of a master. In this materialistic world, you are prone to negative feelings. It may be either because of your actions or others. But when you become the master of your own mind, you will never again feel the agony of pain or sorrow. According to ancient texts, a human's birth is to achieve the highest potential. In every religion, sacred texts show the followers the divine path, and lessons in Bhagavad Gita give us practical impressions of human principles. Let us read and make our life meaningful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The basic thing is it's the application. Okay. So the theory is there in the textbook. Bhagavad Gita is actually making you to apply that to your life. That is not possible in any other. You become, whether you think about the mind to be enemy or the mind to be your friend. So that is also in your hands. So everything, we have been given a free option, freeness to choose what you want, how you want, and the way you want to decide what is going to. So all these application of those feelings, those theory is being given in Bhagavad Gita. So we need to read that in detail. You know how we are here right now? This is, I mean, you would have seen this image in many of those, Amar Chitra Katha and all. If you really see, this is the material world. This is where we are, samsaram. Okay. So already the elephant has been pulling this tree. Perichali, this is all like, you have seen that big rats which is created. This is going to break. Now here you see the snakes. And with all this, the beehive, what you see, the honey, the drops of honey that is there on the tongue of this man is making him to stay here. That is all. It is all perishable. It is also temporary. But I need to perform the best, where Krishna is only a spectator. He is only watching you. He is inside you. He is inside you. He is outside you. He is watching. So it is like Chitragupta writing all your karmas, and Gupta Chitra is also sitting inside. Gupta itself is secret. So they are all writing. Everything is calculated. Everything is written. But we, with a drop of honey, around you is all so much of an entanglement with all your desires, but still we are enjoying this honey in this material world, thinking that this is permanent. So Bhagavad Gita makes sure there that Krishna is watching you and helping you to come out of this entanglement. Okay. So these are the senses which are compared. And actually I made this snakes to move when we had Pulanadakam, particularly sense, how do we control? So, they want to act very freely. All these are poisonous snakes. But the advancement in spiritual life, there will be a snake charmer. Okay. He will make sure that it is all put in a basket. That means all our senses are all under the control of us and not on anyone else. This is a quick gist of all the chapters. If anybody would like to read, please go ahead.
Adian will read, Mami.
Sorry.
Understanding Bhagavad Gita chapter-wise and training one's mind can give one's life a meaningful process and a direction. The 18 chapters and us. Thousands of years ago, at the time of the Mahabharata, people had the same problems as what we have today. There is not much difference. Thousands of years ago also, there was a new moon and there was a full moon. There was a winter and there was spring. So in everyone's life also, the 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita happen. The first chapter is where you regret and say, I am powerless and I give up. The second chapter in your life is when someone wakes you up and says, hey, come on, there's nothing to regret in life. There is something in you that doesn't change and you have the power to sail over this. Then you wake up and you felt good. The third chapter tells you to act. Don't sit and worry. What about me? What about me? Go and act. This is Karma Yoga. The fourth chapter, should I read this one?
Yeah, please.
The fourth chapter tells you, now that you're acting, you must also listen to knowledge. Don't become like a machine and only act. Listen to knowledge as well. There is something beyond all this. The fifth chapter tells you about material and spiritual knowledge. You cannot say, everything is being done and there's nothing for me to do. Or you cannot think, I am doing everything, I did this and I did that. This is not going to work for you. Wake up and see, are things happening or are you really doing it? Then the sixth chapter is when you learn to meditate. The seventh chapter tells you, now that you are meditating, you should know the author of meditation, the one who is meditating in you. Who am I? What is time? Knowing all about science.
So first, thank you, ma'am. First 6th chapter is always talking about, it's Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, Jnana Yoga. So you combine it. But Bhakti Yoga is a string. From the first chapter till 18th chapter, it's being woven. The Bhakti Yoga keeps on weaving. So come on, get up. There is something which is going on underneath. Can we keep doing this to go and to the vana and do? No, there has to be some knowledge. So we need to be doing all the actions and performing. So performing is very, very important here. What is the performance? You act, which is with like all the triguna. We are not talking here. We don't have so much of time. Triguna is sattva guna, rajas guna, tamasa guna. So sattva guna, we all need to build up to sattva guna. So rajasa guna is like, so much of anxiety, stress. I need to push up. I need to get it done. I need to. So that is Rajasa Guna. Tamasa Guna is like laid back. Everything will, that's intoxication, alcoholism, everything comes under that. So towards Sattva Guna, very pious, very compassionate, being empathizing, self-realization, giving that emotional quotient and spiritual quotient to a certain extent. So we all come under that Triguna. Krishna is above all these Triguna. He is not into, he is a creator. He is a mentor. He is the, maintainer also. But he is annihilator also. But he is above all that. That is akama karma yoga. We have to become nishkama karma. That means I need not expect anything. Without expectations, I need to do my service. Why? I have the goal. See, you can set a goal as a student. You need to set a goal. I need to get a grade to do the best. That's it. But beyond that, you cannot have any control over that. Yes. Who's going to read?
Continue.
Okay.
Like that, it goes on. When you meditate, miracles happen in your life. Wake up and see the miracles. Many don't observe miracles nor believe in it. If you recognize it and believe in it, then it happens even more. Give a chance for miracles to happen. Don't be so steeped in the material cause and effect. I did this, so this will happen. Or I did that and only that will happen. No, you did it, but something else can also happen out of the blue. Recognizing that something different is vibhuti. Vibhuti means giving a chance for miracles in your life, exploring it. Then after that is knowing the universal self and knowing that everything is in me and I am in everything. Then comes love and devotion. You know and understand all this, but then what? It is not enough. You should be in deep love. When you know that the divine loves you, you cannot but fall in love with the divine. That's the 12th chapter. Then you understand what are the divine qualities and what are the demonic qualities, and you realize that you have all the divine qualities in you. Then there are the 3 qualities or gunas, sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic to everything. Mind, ego, and food. Sattvic ego is, I am everything and everybody. The tamasic ego is knowing that you are only this body. And the rajasic ego is having a limited mindset and falling into craving and aversion. The final chapter is knowing that you cannot wash your own sins. Drop them and understand what is being said. I am here to take care of your sins. Feel that you are mine. Be connected to me, and I will take care of everything. Just relax. This is sannyasa or liberation.
Thank you, Ma. This is all 18 chapters in one line, right? So this was combined and said, okay, now what do I do? You are fallen into these three gunas, but I have to keep balancing it. Is it sattva guna? I have to keep thinking. Is it sattva ega? Is it sattva charity? When I'm giving, my left hand should not know what I'm giving it to the right hand. I did this. No, you never did anything. So whenever and wherever I need to keep on purifying my mind. That's what my purification will happen only by devotional service. Now, what is that devotional service? I need to be connected with love yourself, love Krishna. Because Krishna is inside you, so you need to take care of your body also. We cannot, we're doing all demonic things, and then, and then here also, Paradaivam. Paradaivam is you, demigods are made, they are created, they are all limbs of Krishna, and they are told to do some services. Like we have a CEO and we have so many ministers to conduct the work, but we cannot be just falling on the feet of the ministers only, because our ultimate goal is to attain the CEO. So go to the CEO. Then what is happening? It's all right. So he created demigod so that you go and worship you. Then you start loving, because all your those miracles, whatever is happening, you're connecting it with the divine. So slowly and gradually you get that love towards Krishna. Now, how does it help you in your own day-to-day life? I am studying very well as a student. I have written my exams. I follow what my parents have said. That's fine. Then I do have some entertainment for myself, but that entertainment, you need to select on which entertainment is going to lead you to emotional quotient, or am I going to get addicted to some of those devices, which is going to make me more that lust, greed, and anger. Is it going towards that? All that decision you have to take as a youth. I don't know how many youth are here. We could not actually do all this introduction, but still, but I'm very happy because it's a combined platform. I was told initial beginning, it's like, you cannot be, I cannot be saying that you cannot have all those wishes that needs to be fulfilled, to buying a good car and having a big home and getting admission to a good college. All those desires will be there, because that's one of the mission. You need to work, you need to keep on working, you need to really get good money also for doing is what is absolutely, it is up to you. Okay, so yes, next.
Prema, Prema, Deshikan Swamin raising his hand.
Oh, no. Sorry, that was just from a previous, sorry, apologies for that.
Okay. So, there are these 18 chapters. We just read it in brief. Okay, Krishna says, always think of me and become my devotee. Worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this, you are my very dear friend. Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam charanam rajara aham tva sarva papebhyo moksheshami ma shucha. We see in all, like whether it is Varadaraja Perumal or in Nachiyar Kovil, everywhere we will see this ma shucha, Thiruvallikeni Parthasarathi. So don't get scared. I am there with you. But think of me, just leave everything to me. So there are two things.
This one is Manmana Bhava Madbhakta.
Manmana Bhava. Sarvadharman Pradesh, leave everything to me. Yes.
No, this particular slide that you have is Manmana.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. 5.29. Yes. So 18th chapter also has got, why again and again you say that, how can that be possible for a youth to always become his devotee, to be with him, to be, leave everything to him? There are two things. That means inaction or action. Action, but leaving without any expectations. Action, keep acting, keep doing all the work, but leave the fruits to him without any expectation. That is what has been explaining. So with the expectations, if I do, there is always the desire which is not fulfilled, naturally leads to sadness, unhappiness, anger. Because we need to have that emotional quotient and those spiritual quotient, we need to leave it to him. He is there to take care. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu, we always say, anything that we do, right? So this is for youth. I don't know how many of you here, but this will be there. You can have a look. Do I procrastinate, or am I an S-man, or a slacker, or a prioritizer? This is there, the time matrix. I don't think you really need this. You can all plan it in such a way that, oh, this is my priority, and this is a thing which I can leave, and which controls my life, or I control them, or make my mind as an enemy or a friend. It's up to you. So, okay, never regret the past, never be worried about future. The present is passing by. And the God has designed the world to run as an autopilot. There is an autopilot which is going on. So we think we are doing, but we are wrong. Okay. So thank you very much. The platform is open for question answers. Any question that you have. It's just a brief introduction of Bhagavad Gita, how it is relevant to us. Is it really relevant to us? Do you think that it is relevant to us? Anyone? Any youth can answer. Anuja, Vidya, is it relevant to us, Bhagavad Gita? Because that's the heading. Anybody can unmute and speak. Is Bhagavad Gita, which was 120 million years ago, was told to Vivaswan by Krishna. Vivaswan, Suryan, then Manu, and then, it came by descendant, and then in Dwapara Yuga by Krishna. What is it? I didn't understand. Who is this? You can ask again. Okay, so I think they are speaking in bit among themselves only.
All I wanted to say is undoubtedly it is relevant through all times. As you said, in the 4th chapter, he begins by saying, this is an ancient yoga that I had spoken to Vivaswan. Imam Vivaswate yogam proktavan aham avyayam. Vivaswan manave praha manu rikshvakave bravid. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. Sa kale neha mahata yogo nashtah parantava. This great system of yoga, unfortunately, got lost through the efflux of time. And this is the ancient wisdom that I am reviving again for you, Arjuna, today. So as you said, that is what is meant by Sanatana Dharma, which is time invariant, which is relevant for all times. It is incomparable. You don't find this in the Abrahamic faiths, which goes by a single book or a single prophet, whereas ours is the compendium of the wisdom of the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Itihasas, the Puranas. All of that has been synthesized by Krishna and delivered in the form of the Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you, Swami. Shruti and Smriti, imagine it was not written even. All our scriptures in the beginning, it was just Shruti, by listening, and they were remembering everything. They could just recite, and it went on and on and on and on. And that's how we got it. Of course, it's like a lot of manipulations go on, but still we know that's original. Nobody can challenge it, and it is always relevant at any time. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any question if you have? We are there. Otherwise, I'll stop here. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha, Srimate Mahadeshikaya Namaha. Kalyani Mami, platform is yours. I don't want to exceed the time.
I would request to everybody who joined today. I know you came on Zoom. We also have a WhatsApp link. I don't know how you knew about this program, but it might help you to join our WhatsApp group. So you can raise your questions there, and then she can deal with it in the next session. Seeing that this is going so well, we had like more than 30 participants today. I'm very happy, walking on cloud 9 today. So if you join our WhatsApp group, find out or send us message. You can raise your questions in the WhatsApp group, and she will be answering them in the next session. We are hoping to have one session every month like this. Thank you.
Absolutely, no problem. Thank you very much. I'm a professional counselor, but recently I've started, combining it with Bhagavad Gita. But in the colleges and all, I do just tell them that it's a holy book, and I don't say about what Krishna has said, but I'm also giving them like how they get into the vegetarianism, how they leave this, and how they become Sattva Guna. It's very difficult for the American students, but I'm trying my best. When ISKCON can do so much, little bit motivation from that. Imagine that 40 rupees he came here and in a cargo ship, and he sat with the New York, all those hippies, and sat down and did the translation. It's amazing, when we read those biography. So thank you very much. But that counseling, I always thought it's not the Western psychiatrist who were there. It is Krishna who is a psychiatrist, who is the best psychiatrist. So we need to follow Bhagavad Gita and Krishna as our, ultimate. Thank you very much. Anything, anybody as
Pankaja? Pankaja, Pundi Mama irkara? Pankaja?
ஹலோ நான் இருக்கேன், இதோ இங்க இருக்கேன்.
மாமா
அவரு இப்பதான் வந்துட்டு இருக்காரு.
Oh, it's okay. I had requested him to give a vote of thanks. இன்னைக்கு first டேங்கிறதுனால it's okay.
It's all right, mommy. It's all பகவானுக்கு கிருஷ்ணருக்கு தான் thanks. கிருஷ்ணர் வந்து
எலெக்ஷன் இருந்ததுனால அங்க போயிட்டு இப்பதான் வந்துட்டு இருக்காரு வழியில.
பரவாயில்ல. It's okay. Can everybody come on video so Srivatsan can take a picture? Because it's the first session. I put this in our e-magazine. Can everybody come on video, please? இன்னும் யார் வரல. ஜெயமா மாமி, உங்க பொண்ணோட வந்துட்டு ஆன் பண்ணிக்கல. இன்னும் யாரோ ஹரே கிருஷ்ணான்னு யாரோ இருக்கா. தீபா, CO39 ஜமுனா, ஸ்ரீவத்சன் இருக்கேளா?
எடுத்துட்டே இருக்கு மாமி.
தேங்க்யூ. ஆயிடுதா?
எடுத்துட்டேன் மாமி, முடிஞ்சது.
தேங்க்யூ எல்லாருக்கும் தேங்க்ஸ்.